We just went to the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department said you're fine where you're at, you know, and we came back. Even the individual, that man who wouldn't identify himself, you know, it's the same thing. He's a bully, he's a tyrant. We're going out to educate people and nobody wants to hear about it, you know? And listen, I didn't come in here I'm not sticking my camera in anybody's face, you know? And I'm not going in there with the intent of gathering personal information, right? When I come in, I'm filming all of these places.
You better not have my picture on the camera. Because it is against the law to you to photograph anybody without their permission.
No, it's
That
not.
I know, yes
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
No, it's not.
So you're an American.
Yeah, I'm an American.
You're un-American.
It's not against the law, man.
I'm
There's-
afraid it is.
No, it isn't.
You're afraid.
Because
That's your
it
problem.
isn't.
That's not our
It
problem.
isn't.
There's
I'm not
absolutely
afraid of bullshit.
There's
But do
absolutely
not
no,
photograph me.
There's absolutely no expectation of privacy in public.
That's where you're wrong.
That's where you're wrong.
That's
I
where you're
apologize,
wrong.
but I apologize, and I'm sorry.
We apologize
But
that
look, I have to
The
The
record you.
people that come in
I
here
to
have a
record
right
you.
to their
I have to
privacy.
record you now because you're coming at me
No,
aggressive.
no, when you're in a public area, you have no expectation of
This
privacy.
isn't a public area.
Sure
This
it is. This
this
is a
is
lobby.
a medical benefits facility.
This is open to the public.
Bullshit.
Oh, the little pudgy purple shirt wearing one.
Well, they're all upset because they got high cholesterol count and diabetes.
Diabetes. Jeez. I mean, damn, lady. You guys, are you afraid to record in public?
What's the name of the company you represent?
The United States of America?
No, it's not.
How do you know?
Because you're a dick.
I'm not an American?
But just so
It's not that great.
It's okay. Let's put our differences aside. And do you want me to tell you what we're doing and where you can find yourself?
I don't care. I'm
You
not a
don't care.
public personality. I'm
Personality?
a private person.
So are we.
And I deserve my
But you're in
privacy,
public.
so do the other
But
people.
you're in public.
So what? That doesn't give you the right
Okay,
to invade my
are
privacy.
you going to talk to Google Earth and yell at them? Are you going to yell at McDonald's and Walmart and the post
If they
office and
take my
everybody else?
picture, yeah.
You're going to take your picture every day? Just because their cameras are mounted on the wall, does that make it okay? Everywhere you go, every time you walk out of your door,
That does not
100 times
give
you're being photographed.
you the right to put people
So
on
be-
public display.
Okay, so what you're
Which is
saying is
what you're doing.
I should drop my cameras on the floor. What you're saying, because I don't have a right to hold my cameras in hand and record what I want to record. Is that what you're saying?
What are you going to report?
I record officials on the course of their duty.
Yeah.
If you would have never stepped in front of the camera, you wouldn't be the story.
That's why you were filming me through the damn
I
door.
wasn't.
Yes, you were. I was watching you.
Well, you came at me all aggressive.
And so was he. And I asked
look,
him not to
I
film me.
apologize if you got stirred up. And do you want me to educate you a little bit?
I don't need your damn education.
Oh no,
No.
You're so
I'm
smart.
fully aware of what
No, you're
our
you're
politicians
unaware.
are
You're
doing.
unaware of what our rights are, and you're allowing the fear to take away our rights. You're
Okay,
allowing
let me ask you
You're allowing
something.
these politicians and
Why
these
is
police
it
officers work for
necessary-
the politicians, but they don't.
Why
they,
is it
they work
necessary
for us.
for a
We pay
newspaper to get
taxes.
your permission before they photograph you
because
at
it's
a?
commercial.
Because commercial, they make money off of that.
Uh-huh. Well, I have news for you.
What's the news?
What's the news? Bad news.
Your
Fox
picture-
News, CNN.
Your
Because that's all
pictures will be
garbage.
going to my attorney.
Who's your attorney? Attorney Vinny Boombock?
No,
We have attorneys as well.
that's fine.
And this isn't the first place, and you're not the first American that didn't know that they had rights.
I know. I have all kinds.
You
of
bought
rights.
into all the fear mongering and all the news. And you,
I
and
am
you
not
think-
afraid of my politicians nor anyone else.
well,
and
of
I
course,
fight
you
them
give them.
through
You give
the
them
way
the
I
power.
vote.
You give them
Not
the power.
through photographing
You
people
give
that
them the
don't want to
power.
be photographed.
It's not. We're not here for you. We're here for public officials to educate them.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, she's just too angry. She doesn't want to listen.
In reality, you should be using that phone. That phone is worth $70,000 10 years ago. Okay, the quality equipment that you have as far as recording, and you should be recording all your public officials the way they behave. You see the police pull somebody over, record the interaction. Make sure that the police are safe and the people are safe.
Well,
The camera keeps
considering
us all
my
safe.
entire family is involved in law enforcement,
Right.
I know the bullshit they
Right.
go through from people like you.
Yeah, and do you know that they kill people and get away with it? They murder people
Some.
and get away with it. I can give you
Some
hundreds of
them
names.
do.
Hundreds
Some
of names.
of them have.
And that makes.
That doesn't make every police
So
officer
you support
out
the
there
Blue Line
bad.
Gang? The Blue Line Gang. You support that?
Not every police officer out there does that.
We never said that.
And they prosecute
there's
the
good-
people that
there's
they
good and bad
find
cops.
when they do it.
There's
And
good and
what about
bad
when they let them
cops.
go? Because they hold body camera or whatnot. Because it puts them in
Why
a
do you
bad
think they
light.
put the body cams on them?
Why do you think
Are you-
why do you think they lose the body cams when they
Why
put
do
them
you
in a
gotta
bad
swear?
light?
Why do you gotta swear?
Because people like you irritate the living hell out of me.
Okay, look.
Okay? I've lost 2 uncles, a cousin,
Mhm.
and
I've lost
a
family
nephew
too.
protecting this country either through the military or as a firefighter or as a police
And you
officer.
think we haven't?
I don't care
Are you
what
the-
you've lost.
are
So
you-
you don't care
so why should we
anything.
care what you
Why
lost?
should we care what you lost if you don't care who we
You only
lost?
care about yourself. What kind of a person does that make you?
No, I care about a lot of people. I just don't care about you.
No,
Why
no.
is that?
Why is that?
Okay.
I care about you
Now,
enough
if
to
you
come
were
and talk
down
to
and
you.
bleeding, yeah, I'd lend aid.
I care enough to come
I
and
don't
talk to you,
think so.
and I don't have to
I
post
would.
this.
I don't think so. I think you'd
I'm not
spit
gonna
on us.
not gonna just
I
let
think
you lay there and
I
die.
think you'd spit on us.
And that I'd lend aid to anybody. That's what I took the training for, not to keep it to myself. But what you guys do is wrong.
How do you know?
Going into a public assistance office and photographing people with coming in and out, photographing the
That's
people
not what
that
we're
work
doing.
there.
That's not what
That's
we're doing.
exactly
The
what
people
you're
that work there,
doing.
that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's what the people that work there. We
That's
weren't here
what
for
we
you.
do. We're not here for
we
you.
weren't
But
here for
you
you.
get them in trying to photograph them. You get
Okay, so
innocent people.
so an example of what we saw in the lady at the front desk, very professional. She's probably not even going to be on camera. Everybody else that acted paranoid and behaving that we can't do this, which we know for a fact that we can. Even the police couldn't say nothing to us. Some of them acted cool, some of them acted retarded. When they're cordial, you get put in a good light. And we know that our tax
I don't care what
dollars,
kind of light you
our
put
tax
me in.
dollars.
You wanna put
this
me
isn't
on
about
camera?
you.
I
This
don't
isn't
give a
about you.
shit.
This isn't about you. You put yourself
There
on
you
camera.
go, swearing again.
You put
But
yourself on
if
camera.
you-
You got a potty mouth.
I
put
worked
your-
with contractors all my life.
Potty mouth.
I worked with construction workers. If you do not give people their private rights to or private privacy to go into these offices
we do.
and that, then you aren't there for the people. There's a lot of people that are on subsistence and stuff. They don't want everybody in the world to know. It is embarrassing to them.
Let me enlighten you on something. For instance, this. If I post this on my channel, I will not monetize it. And so that means
I don't know what that means.
Okay, that means I won't make no money off of
Yeah.
it because you're a public. You're a private citizen, right? So these public officials, when they misbehave, fair game. We pay them tax dollars to behave a certain way. We pay them to
Good.
treat
So
everybody.
go get Pelosi and Feinstein
All of
and
them.
all
All of them.
that
All of
you
them.
that
All of them.
that seriously
Every
need something
single
done
one
about
of
them. When you have
Every single one of
senators
them.
that are requesting contracts be put out on our president, whether you like him or not, he's our president.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. I don't go left.
That's
Watch this.
that's
Watch
wrong.
This. Watch this. I don't go left and I
So-
don't go right.
So go
We
follow
go
them.
forward.
These people
Watch
do
this.
everything in the world they
Watch
can to
this.
help the people that
Watch
come
this.
in there.
I don't like to label myself. I don't go left and I don't go right. I move forward. That's what this is. This is right here. What we're doing is going on from sea to shining sea.
And
People
where
are
was
empowering
this?
themselves.
Where is this aired?
Beautifully. Type in First Amendment audits. You know what the First Amendment is, right?
Of course
Freedom
I
of
know.
speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press. Okay, now
Right.
a lot of us that do this, from sea to shining sea and everywhere in between, people are picking up cameras and holding their officials accountable. It doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Hispanic. It doesn't matter. Everybody is working together. And when you record officials on the course of their duties, police officer pulls you over, if he's not a racist and somebody says he's a racist, then this proves. Like you and I, we have differences right now, right? We're trying to
Well,
understand
I
each
have
other.
a different theory on that. Unless you're doing something to get pulled over, or
But
for
if
them
even
to
if you get
investigate
pulled over
you,
and you're not doing anything wrong, you should
you know,
still
if
don't
you're
have
not
to ID.
guilty, don't run.
And still don't have to ID. If you're not committing a crime, you still don't have to ID. If a person is not committing a crime, this is not Germany. This is not Nazi Germany. This is
State
America.
of California
This is not a stop and ID.
requires
state.
you
That's wrong.
to have a public ID.
That's wrong.
No, it's
Requires
not.
you to have one, but not
If
to
you commit a
ID
crime.
to a police officer. A police officer cannot just say, "Let me see your ID." They have to articulate a crime you've committed. You did commit or you're about to commit before you have to show them ID.
Well, you guys need to leave these people alone.
No, they need to behave and act accordingly. And I'll tell you one more thing.
If you're gonna
one more
do
thing. Look,
officials, go after the
look
big
at-
ones, the
look at-
ones that
with the-
not these guys here that are trying to
and
help the people
you're right.
in this valley.
You're right. And right. And you know what's funny? Is
Go after
policing has become a business.
go
okay?
after Governor Brown, who's it's more important to build a damn train than to provide us with the water we need.
On this, I agree. Okay, politicians, they make all these rules and regulations, right?
He's sitting up there making freaking
right.
rules.
Okay, and who enforces all these rules and regulations? The police do. So you and I, we don't have a word. These guys, they devise their own ways of voting and stuff like that. They throw in whatever they want to in all these acts, and they create their own rules.
And
But I'll tell you one thing.
Go at the people that the big people,
And we're
the people that are really causing the issues.
We are paving the way for the smarter people to walk in behind us.
And just
and
so you know,
that-
ma'am, just so you know, there's many times where we will blur out people's faces. Especially, I don't put any children in any. I always blur them out.
Oh, if I ever
But-
caught anyone putting my child in a photo,
Yeah,
that
no. Well, some people do.
I'd hurt somebody.
Some people do, but everybody does it a different way. I don't do that, but I will blur out people's faces just out of respect. But when you come at me a hard way, it's going on. So,
fine. I don't care.
And look,
Because
You wanna give me a hug?
I
You wanna give me a
requested
hug?
you not to photograph
you don't
me,
want to give
period.
me. You don't want to give me a hug.
No, I don't hug people
So
I
look,
don't know.
so look,
I'm sorry.
look,
It's
so
nothing
with
against you
all,
personal.
all our differences.
It's my health
all,
issues.
All our
I can't-
differences. All
I
our
don't wanna
differences
take the
aside.
You want to shake my hand?
I'll shake your hand.
All our differences aside. All our differences
But
aside.
you guys really need to go after the big
I
people.
truly
not these,
apologize,
not
and I
these
agree
guys
with you.
here. Everybody in this office.
We won't disagree.
Bust their ass
We're
to
not
help
gonna,
this
we're not
county.
going to disagree.
Right, but I'm not going to say they don't. But the whole intent of us coming here is they need to respect our right to film in public, and anything open to the public, we're allowed to film.
Okay, do you understand that a lot of the people that live in this valley, if they come in and see film crews in there, they won't go in to get the help they need?
Well, I don't know.
So
that.
I'm sure a lot of
You're
people
telling
have been turned away from help
me that?
for
I'm sure a
certain
lot
reasons.
of people may do what you're saying.
You know, there's a lot of older people, like myself and my mom
Uh-huh.
and friends of ours. We're proud. We don't like the fact that we have to walk in the office for help.
Right.
Right.
And film crews being here will keep a lot of them from doing it.
And I tell you what, though, a lot of people are afraid to come in here and ask for help because of the way they're mistreated by these types of people. If they recorded their own interactions, they don't have to post it, but if they recorded their own interactions, these people cannot misbehave. And this camera, ultimately, I believe, if everybody recorded their officials, it ultimately could stop the practice of racism. And the people lie, right? Okay, an officer can lie, I can lie. But as a kid, we're taught that people lie, but the camera won't lie. The camera won't lie.
I have things I don't believe in. I'm not a racist.
Right.
I have every race possible in my family.
Right. And I
I'm not a
don't
racist,
get that from you. either.
Okay?
No, we don't get that.
But I do think that the people coming into these buildings have a right to their privacy.
I agree with you
And
as
you
well.
guys sitting in there filming is going to keep a lot of them from going in there. Missing appointments that will cost them their benefits because they don't want to be filmed.
And I agree with you. One of the things that I do on my channel is I will edit out anybody that's going into these types of buildings.
But they don't know that
because
when
of
they
the
see you in there.
I understand that.
To me, there are places you can film these people that you don't have to go in where they
But the thing
render
is
the
this:
services.
if they don't know it, they can ask politely. You came on hard.
Because
Had
you've been asked
No,
to
no,
leave,
no.
and you were photographing
But we don't
inside
have.
the office.
We don't have to leave though. We don't have to leave. So had you just came up to us normally in a disposition that was toned down, we wouldn't have had this, and we
I
wouldn't
told
have.
you twice not to film.
But the first time you came hard.
No.
Yes, you
the
did.
first time I was standing in the office, I said, "Hey, I didn't know your name." I said, "Hey, Mister, please don't film me," and you just sit there.
No. The way you came out was hard. It was.
That's
elevated.
right. I was pissed.
Well, there you
because the
go.
first time I asked you, you
No.
continued.
The first time you asked, you were pissed.
No.
Well,
The first time I
we'll agree
asked,
to
I was
disagree.
sitting at
We'll
standing at the
We'll
counter,
agree to disagree.
and I asked you, "Please don't film me,"
No,
and
that's
you
why I
continued to
continue
film.
because you came on too aggressive.
Have you ever seen YouTube? Do you ever watch
Of
YouTube?
course, I've seen YouTube.
Okay.
Most of the shit that's on there is
Okay.
trash.
So I'm gonna show you what we do, and I'll tell you one thing. Just like police officers make mistakes, so do we. We all sometimes with their cameras. There's people that are out there that are really aggressive. There's people that make sexual remarks
Yeah.
towards officers, and I personally don't like
When
that.
when I have someone filming me, in my opinion, that's an invasion of my privacy, and that's not your right.
if
It
you're
is
in
our
public,
right.
It's just like it's not
if-
my right if you're in the doctor's office to go in there and film everything you're doing.
we
That's,
don't do
that's,
that.
if it's a
that's
pub-
not
do
right.
that.
But
A doctor's office
this
would be
is
a
where they
private building.
get those benefits. And a lot of these people won't come in here if you're sitting out here with fucking cameras.
Well, I can't help that.
Yeah, you can. You can give them their goddamn privacy.
But you don't have the right to be in private.
And how do we straighten
You're
out
in public.
how do we straighten out the
change
bad
that?
employees? How do we stop corruption with our tax dollars?
You
How
know,
do we do that?
Since Jesus Christ, I don't know if you're religious or not, there's been corruption.
I am.
That is something that's never going to go away.
Right.
Okay?
So we-
it's there.
so we have to
you
allow
put
it. We give up and
you
allow
don't
it.
give up, but you do it through the manner
The proper channels that they
proper
allow.
channels
That they allow.
that are out there.
And you know what's allowed?
And filming an
This
office
is
like
allowed.
this where people come for social services
This is allowed.
and things like that, that's wrong.
We're not here for those
Go,
people.
go to the Capitol. Go to
We're not here
their
for those people.
their offices in Bakersfield.
We do.
And
We do.
go to
We
the higher
do.
levels of management
Oh,
where
we
they
do.
can actually enforce
I've
change.
been to the mayor's office. I've been
We've-
to internal
we've done that.
affairs.
and
We've
that
been to,
because these people can't do anything.
we've been to the
enforce
drug
change.
enforcement agency. We go.
They're
we go-
just workers.
We go to the FBI. We go to the deputies, internal affairs. We go to
We know that they
district
can't
attorneys.
enforce change. What we're here for is to make sure that they understand that we have a right to come into a public lobby and film whatever we see. That's the whole purpose of it. We're not here. We know they can't make change, and I agree with you. The only way it's
Millions
you
of
gotta-
Then
Americans
go,
can make change.
go to the heads of these areas, not to where the people are actually trying to do their work, trying to help these other people.
But they don't know.
A lot of which
They don't
won't go
know.
in there if they see you standing in
know.
this parking lot.
You want to
don't
hear
know.
something? I have a video that has over 2 million views. Some of my videos get 10,000, 5,000. Some of my videos get 20,000,
Well, that's great.
40,000, 100,000.
That's great, but
and
but
you know why? Do you want to know why?
myself and the other
Because you
people
know
that
why?
use this
Because-
office
Do you want to know why?
have
though?
a right
Do you
to
want to
our
know why?
privacy.
Because people are waking up. That's why.
I woke up a long time ago, dude, and realized that the only way you can really enact change is pay attention to how you vote and hold your people accountable. And I do that.
Vote for
I
who-
can't tell you
vote
how
for
many
the guy.
letters.
Vote for the same guys, right? The same people that sit in the same coffee shops in Washington and all these places.
Well, see, I
It's
haven't voted
whether it's
for
the left,
anybody I've
whether
ever
it's the
voted
left or the
for.
right, whether it's Democrat or Republican, whether it's conservative or liberal, they both sit and hang out at the same coffee shops. Okay, and it's all a game. And then
It is.
and
So
we
this is
don't
a
move
number
forward.
crunch.
You said
I
you've
understand.
never voted for
and the
somebody
same
you
person
voted.
in a row.
Well, those I guess tells you right there.
It's
And
all a
that
game.
The one person
We're the ones
I
being
will say
duped.
the
Tells you
one
right
person
there.
I will vote for again, and that is Trump. I don't like some of what he's doing, but I do like a lot of what he's doing.
He's another puppet, just
As
like everyone else.
that's just it. People think he's a puppet. He's not a puppet. There are things you have to bargain with. Okay.
He never went after NAFTA like he said he did.
And he what is wrong with
Like
you?
he said he was going to go after NAFTA. He hasn't stopped NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement.
What he has put extreme taxes on imports. He can't do it all at one time. He's been in office 2 years, and you're asking him to fix something that other politicians have taken.
Look what Obama did.
hundreds of
Obama
years.
gave hope to everybody, right? And
No,
look,
Obama
he
kissed-
gave hope to a lot of people,
Obama
and it was all
didn't
lies. He lied the whole time, right? Would you agree that? He
Yes.
lied? Okay, I agree that.
He was
And
one of the
Trump's
worst
doing
presidents we've
Trump's
ever
doing
had.
the same damn
Did
thing,
you
and they all
end
do
up
the
voting
same.
for him?
They all do the
Huh?
same
Did you
damn
end up
thing.
voting for Obama?
No,
They all do the same thing.
I did not like his views on the military and that, and that's one of the things I do like about Trump is he's pro-military. Our military men that defend this country barely make a living.
Why? Let me answer me this. Why does our police look more like the military every day, and our military look more like police? Why is that? Have you noticed that?
I personally haven't noticed it because I have military
Look at the
members, and
equipment.
to me they don't
Look
look
at the
anything
equipment
like
that
police.
SWAT teams have and all that. Look at the equipment that they use.
Well, that's protective equipment. What's wrong with you?
What's up, buddy? Come say hi, man.
That's protective equipment to keep them from being shot.
You see, he's seen us. He's seen
Yeah,
us. He knows.
I
He's
know
been
he saw
called.
us.
He's been
Saw
called
you.
100 times. He knows what we're doing. He's been educated. There's nothing he can do.
I know what he's doing. I don't care what he's doing right now. As long, just like they cut back our amount of law enforcement up here. This is one of the largest counties in California.
We don't need that many law enforcement.
Yes, we do.
What if police weren't? Okay,
Right down
let me
that
ask you this.
street is one of the biggest
Do you
meth
think-
camps in the nation.
Where?
Yeah,
in Bonneville, Bodfish.
Yeah,
Bodfish.
Bodfish.
Meth is
huge.
crazy up
Yeah,
here,
meth is huge.
and
here.
we need more police officers for that purpose. You have an accident out on Walker Pass, you know who responds? Our sheriff's office. And if we only have 2 or 3 officers up here and they all have to respond to that accident, what about the people?
Do you think that police should have medical training?
Most police officers actually do have some
That's
medical
not
training,
true.
but
That's not
they
true.
can't lend it.
Do you believe that they should?
Yes.
Do you believe that they should have at least 2 years experience working in the medical field
No.
before becoming an officer? They get paid. They get paid a lot of money.
No.
They get paid. Police
Because
officers
you
make
don't
anywhere
need-
from $100,000
you
to
don't need
$200,000 a
2
year.
years of medical experience to provide emergency first aid.
They're the first responders.
So was I. And I didn't have 2 years of medical training.
You didn't have 2 years of
I
medical
was
training?
I was part of a earthquake.
You had your cert class?
I had all my certs. I
I've got the certs.
worked for a large company in LA, and I was part of their
Do you think-
search and rescue.
Do you think that our police should be responding to real crimes instead of generating revenue?
No. Well, take that back. To real crimes, yes, but they have to generate the revenue to keep the departments going.
We went to yesterday. We were in Pismo Beach, and the police officers there said that their department makes their money from the hotels in the area because there's a lot of tourism and everything. They get 10% from every room that's being out, and that's how they have so
That's
much
them.
equipment
That doesn't
and
mean
everything.
that's happening here.
And the people there, they don't act paranoid like this. The police officers, they greet us, they say hi. Everybody in that town, actually, almost no paranoia. And you know
See,
what? You know, for
the
our
difference-
channels,
that's a different type
for
of
our
community
channels-
than you have up here. The community you have up here, a lot of these people are retired military,
Tyrants.
retired police officers, retired
bullies with badges.
firefighters, retired defense workers.
There's a lot of racism out here
And
as well.
well, I don't know about that because I'm not racist, and most of the people I associate with aren't, and that. Now, don't get me wrong. I call a spade a spade.
Right.
You know, you can be, pardon the English because I rarely use this word. You can be a nigger whether you're white, black, purple, orange, or green. Okay, it's not just a term. It became a term used for black people, but if you actually look up that word, that's not what it stands for. You can be racist regardless, but you guys are not providing what I consider enough of a service to be out here filming an office and preventing people from actually going in there because they don't want to be filmed.
They're preventing you from using your car?
No.
Okay. You can talk to them if you want to.
Yeah, she's been
cool.
She's been cool.
Okay, we just got a call that you guys were harassing people.
no.
And no, I told them, I asked them not to film me.
Okay.
And I told them, I said, by standing in front of this office and going in that office and filming, they will prevent a lot of people from going in there. This is a subsistence office. A lot of these people aren't proud that they have to be on subsistence. They don't want to be filmed.